and welcome to Join Us,
Hello.
a new series where we talk about the weirdest films in my collection. And what better way to start off with but Maximum Overdrive. Definitely one of the weirdest in my collections. First off, if you clicked on the video, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Please check out the other videos that are on this channel and stick around because there will be many more coming in the upcoming months and hopefully years. So without further ado, let's get into this film. So Maximum Overdrive is what you get when you give a book writer all the opportunities in the world to make a film, and he ends up making Maximum Overdrive. It comes from this short story that he wrote called Trucks, and he took that and made it into a feature-length film, and we get Maximum Overdrive. So this is directed by Stephen King, one of his only directed films up until recent years, because of the disaster this film turned into. But that's the reason why this film is so brilliant. It's so wrong, but so good at the same time. And there are so many things to talk about. So let's get right into them. So first off, the story basically is a comet enters Earth's atmosphere called Rhea M. Leaves like a green glow, like a hue around the Earth, and vehicles, mechanical equipment, electronic equipment starts going crazy. Nobody knows why, and like I say, that leads to a series of random events that culminates in the Dixie Boy truck stop, where all the vehicles in the truck stop, obviously they're all trucks, they decide to wake up on their own and start encircling the Dixie Boy truck stop with all the survivors inside. And that's pretty much the story. It's essentially zombies, but with trucks. And I think that's one of the many reasons why I like this film.
Definitely.
It's a very simple storyline, very funny, very entertaining. So what more can we say on this film? Where do we start? There's so many great characters. Soundtrack, the truck. Where should we start? Well, I think we should start off with the characters. Emilio Estevez is the star of this film. One of my favourite actors, only because of Young Guns. I absolutely love Young Guns, one of my favourite films. But we're digressing a little bit. The only other one really to know is Yardley Smith, who plays Connie, Kurt's wife. She is the woman who just screams her ass off in this film. She is absolutely hilarious. She's on the extras of this Blu-ray a lot, and she talks about her acting and how she thought she was going to take over Hollywood and become this great actress, and she ended up doing this film and a few others. That was pretty much a career. I don't think she realised how famous she was going to become with voice acting. But she's fantastic in this. But the best is Pat Hingle. Pat Hingle is absolutely brilliant. People will know him from Commissioner Gordon as in the original Batman films, the Joel Schumacher ones. But I know him as Bubba Hendershot in this film. He's absolutely hilarious. He really is. His laugh, his lines, everything. He's so funny that I can't put it into words. You have to watch his scenes to understand just how funny he is. Emilio just plays, funnily enough, he plays a guy called Billy, because he's very close to the Young Guns year at this point. So it was very easy for them just to name him Bill. He's actually called William Robinson, but yeah, he's just Billy, basically. He's fine in this film, but yeah, it's really Pat Hingle's acting stands out the most, I think. Pat Hingle, Bubba Hendershot. The soundtrack is next, in my opinion. It's AC/DC. It's the Who Made Who album. King said he wrote this film with that album in mind, and you can really see it in some of the scenes, especially D&T. That's definitely one that you can actually see the mixture of the soundtrack with the film. It's a very good scene. It's on screen now. It's actually a very good scene. It's very well shot as well. It got a lot of criticism, but I think there are some really good parts of this film. I think they're very well done. But yeah, the soundtrack is brilliant. There's little solo riffs, like with when characters are talking, it's played in the background. They're fantastic. It's classic AC/DC.
Yeah.
Just beautiful guitar riffs. They're so well done. And they match the parts of the film perfectly. And they're great little transition music pieces as well, in my opinion. So, I think the soundtrack definitely helps this film a lot. Definitely.
It does.
You can't really see this film with any other soundtrack, really. It is fantastic. The album itself is fantastic, and I became a fan of AC/DC immediately after hearing this. I just love the sound. I love the old school nature of the music as well. It's fantastic. But yeah, it suits this film down to the ground. It suits Chaos's film right down to the ground as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's great. It is great. I'm sure you've heard the album. Again, people watching this will be fans of this film anyway. So, for me as well, this film was incredibly violent when it was first put to the MPAA. They had to remove a lot, and I mean a lot of effects that they did in this film. It was incredibly violent. If you know the history of this film, you'll probably know there are some screenshots of actual effects of the film that were incredibly, like, there's a guy's skull hanging off. There's like a big blister that explodes on one of the characters' heads. It's unbelievable. It really is. Like I say, it was incredibly violent, so they had to cut a lot out. Apparently Stephen King has the uncut one. If he does, please release it. You know who should get this? Arrow. If Arrow's watching, anyone from Arrow, please get this film and make it a limited edition release on your label. That would be fantastic. What else can we talk about apart from the violence, which was heavily cut? There was also a lot of accidents on set. One of the crew got seriously injured. Not one of the cast, one of the crew. He lost an eye, which again didn't help this film at all. It did affect the film again in many ways. Obviously we don't like people getting hurt on any set, but again, that's just something else that happened. Allegedly Stephen King was off his head on coke as well when he made it, which is absolutely hilarious. If you've seen the trailer, then it's not hard to dispute, but again, it's all allegations, but I find it hilarious if he was. There's so much more, but I think we've done enough. That's it today. I think that is a great place to end. So if you sat through this, thank you so much. First video. It's very strange being on camera. But I'm gonna blur out our faces, don't worry. So keep it more mysterious. Probably help us out as well a lot. Listen, if you did like this film, if you managed to get to the end, thank you for putting up with this nonsense. Please consider subscribing, and maybe a little comment to let us know you're a fan of this film as well. And hopefully you will join us for the next video, and we'll see which film we choose next. But that is it for this episode. We really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much, and we shall see you in the next one.